Hi, Scott Bruder. So today I've got myself a Genny 3 device locator that I have to take a look at. I don't know exactly what's broken with it. All I know is that it uses a bunch of D-cell batteries. So first and foremost, let's spray a little something on there to loosen up those screws. Now what I like to do is use a little bit about penetrating fluid. It gets in there nicely. It stinks, but it works very well. Now that is a Torx. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out our little Torx screwdriver set, and we'll see what we can't do. Yeah, that's the one. That is a T20. T20 is what we need there. Okay. Open that up. Now, if you guys haven't been around in the wild, these use LR20s. What's an LR20? An LR20 is a D battery. Like, I don't even know who uses D batteries anymore. So I went out, and just for sake of fixing this project, I bought myself some super heavy duty D-cell batteries. Okay, so we got that. And of course the instructions on where they go are there. So let's take a look. Who'd have thought cardboard and plastic would be so difficult? Okay. So, first one goes positive forward and negative back. The next pack goes same way again. Positive forward, back. Okay. So that goes like that. Let's put the clip back in place. Screw it back in. Now, I know nothing about this device. All I know is that it's supposed to operate this locator. Now, granted, I think there's supposed to be a cord on it right there, but I did find the power button, so we are good. Okay, so we got that, we got that, we got that. Let's figure out how the batteries go in this bad boy. Is this batteries? Nope. Is that batteries? Nope. I don't even know. If you were batteries, where would you go? Oh, there they are. 2 D cells. Look at that. See, just got to turn it over, take a look on the inside. She's a tough one. Okay, let's break into our drawer. Whoop. Star. Where's my big flathead? Big ugly flathead. I love my big ugly flathead. There it is. Call that the motivator. There we go. Energizer mat. Ooh, those are good batteries. A lot better than the ones that I'm using. Ooh, it's a little corroded in there. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is let's first find out what the batteries were that were going on there before. Break out my multimeter. Volt DC. Okay. Negative, negative, positive, positives. 1.6 volts. That's a good battery. Second one. Negative, negative, positive, positive. 1.6 volts. That's a good battery. Well, I'm not going to need to use my super duper heavy duties anymore. So there is something up with this unit here. Okay. Always give it a spin when you put it in. If we take a look at the display, it is not working at all. So I'm going to say that the problem is with this unit. I get nothing here. The only sad part is there's like 47 screws to open that up. Okay, well, that might be our case. Let's see if the little base unit turns on. Sure enough, it does. I have a feeling that whatever's going on there, it needs a cord. Okay, let's see if we can't zoom out, boy. See the full bench. Okay, let's go to town with this little torque screwdriver. For any of you just tuning in, Scott Bruder taking a look at a locator. So this model is a Genny 3, Genny 3. It's a Cat 3 unit operating at 33 megahertz. It allows you to locate wires, and they've gone as far as to kind of give you good instructions here, like how to properly execute a grid pattern, how to utilize the tones to kind of find what you're looking for. Now you may be asking, how are these screws coming out so easily? Well, off camera, probably about a week ago, I had gone in and I had threw some of that penetrating fluid in those holes and let it sit. I don't know if any of you are getting bored. Hopefully there's something interesting happening in the comments that make life a little easier. If any of you want to say anything, if there's a quick release for these screws that I didn't know about, oh, that would have made life so much easier. Could have went in there and went pop, pop, pop. Almost there. I don't even know how many I've got left. I think I'm down to like 4 more. Now what I am checking as I'm taking them all out is that they're all the same, because the last thing I want is to end up getting a couple screws that need to go in their own specific holes. And 1 remaining. Okay. Clean off the tip. It's always important to not leave stuff on your device. Okay, ready? Let's try and lift and separate. Okay, and we're off. Take a look at the underside of that. A little bit of corrosion just in this area here from probably where some batteries had gotten corroded over the years. Clean that off. Looks pretty good. Okay, so here we've got our inductive coil down at the bottom. Battery leads look good. Let's go through. The ribbon cable looks good. The little speaker line looks good. That looks a little rough. Let's kind of zoom in down here and see what we're looking at. Ready for a zoom, everybody? Okay. Everybody ready for a super zoom? We'll go in 2. Okay. So I feel like this is where the power comes in. So let's take that off. And what we'll do is we'll put a probe on it just to make sure that we're getting voltage where it needs to be. It looks a little crusty, so hit it with some contact cleaner. But what we'll do first is test positive and negative. Okay, red to red, black to black. Maybe the pins are not small enough. Look down in there. She's oh yeah, there's some water damage. Let's zoom back in. We can see that. You guys look in that area right in the middle. You can see that there's a bunch of little corrosion in there going on. Let's grab some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. See if we can scrub that out. So what I'm going to do here, just to see what's going on, is I'm going to put this connector on shallowly, just so that we get a little bit of contact. And then once we have contact there, I'm going to see if I can't get my probes in underneath and touch the two pins. And of course that's not working. That would have just been too easy. Okay, so let's test right on the board. There we go. We got zoom back out so you can see the multimeter. We got 3.2 volts. That's oh, you guys can't see. There are 3 volts right there. And then we'll check the other sides of the fuses. 3.2. Okay, so we got voltage getting in. That's perfect. So we know these connectors down into here is good. Next question is, what's happening? Oh, look at that. Cleaning up those connections. Fixed it. I tell you, a little bit of corrosion on contacts goes a long way. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do is, because the cotton swab is still moist, I'm just going to go and clean up any other areas that may have some corrosion on the board. And dry it off with the dry side. That's the great thing about Q-tips. One side wet, one side dry. Now the bad thing is with this kind of stuff is when you're actually out there, you know, in the field, doing things like this, like they will get weather beaten. Like technology is not meant to be outside. So what I'm probably going to do here is see if I can put a little bit of gel on some of these. Like I recommend, especially when you're, you know, out in the elements, is dielectric grease. Like, take some of this, slather it on the connections, and it's going to keep the water and the moisture away from the circuit board. Like, so here I'm just going to like put a little glue glob right there, and it looks like silicone, but it's not. It's dielectric grease. It's going to actually coat some of those connections. And now granted, it doesn't help connectivity, but it protects everything that's not connected around it. Okay, so with that, I think we're good. I think we're back in. Everything looks great here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and we'll do a flyby. I'm going to just bring the camera right down in there. And if any of you have any questions or anything, you can comment. So we've got the display, we've got the trigger, we've got the controls. I'm going to zoom up. And there's the circuit board, digital DSP, digital signal processor, right? I don't know, comment. And we've got one coil. Battery compartment, ribbon cable all the way down to the other coil at the bottom, and down there looks pretty good, but I'm going to touch it up with a cotton swab just to get rid of some of that garbage. Now what I like to do is use the brushes that you use to apply solder paste. Like they work really well. Something like this. The only thing you have to remember is like they frequently toss threads, like little strands of their brush. Now, if you ever use a cotton swab and it gets filthy, don't put it back in your rubbing alcohol. Right? Go and get yourself a new cotton swab. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we'll go back and we'll put all those screws back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put them on snug. I'm just going to put them in, get them down into position. I still want a little bit of wiggle room. And then once they're all in, we'll go back around and we'll snug them all up. I'm going to multitask a bit here. I'm going to put in the screws ahead of where I'm screwing. at this point of the show, if you guys don't want to see me screw this all back together, feel free to kind of go elsewhere. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the chat below. And if you've ever worked on any of these pieces of equipment in the past, like, I'd love to get your feedback. Please let me know. Okay. This is the time of the video to take a sound bite. Does anyone know the words to the Lady from Ipanema? And if I got it wrong, you do it in the comments. There's one screw that I can't find, so I'm really upset. I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere around here. Okay, so after this, I'm missing one screw. I don't know where it is, so I'm going to quickly look around for it. We'll go back to, maybe you guys can help me find it. Batteries, nothing, garbage. Make sure it didn't fall out. It didn't. And I still don't know where that last battery went. Okay, so with that, I'm going to snug up every screw, go back along the line. I doubled up on the screws up at the top. What happened was that second screw was on top of a existing screw. Ta-da! All the screws are back in. None were missing. Clean the tip off. When you were working with anything that goes outside, maybe around salt and dirt, clean it off. Okay, ready? Not quite sure what needs to happen here. We got the little squealy box making some squeals. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss my probes in there and see if I can use these leads to kind of pick up the wires. I think without the probe, I'm probably going to be SOL. So, just in case any of you were completely confused as to what I was doing, I was trying to see what I could pick up from the wand. And I can hear a warble through the kind of strike alert speaker. So I feel like it is picking up something. It is turning on. So I'm going to tell the customer that brought me this that I'd like them to take it back out to the field and try and test it. And that I'm half confident in the results. If any of you have comments or questions, please let me know. And it's been a good day. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to talk more in the future.